Okay, Chuck Tornetta Tortuga Ranch, and we are back at it, still putting the wood in the ground. This wood that goes in the ground you never see, but it is functional because it stops the animals from digging out. Now, just because you rent the auger doesn't mean this job is going to be easy. As you can see by my son Angelo digging with cutting with the Sawzall, it's very hard to do. Sometimes you have to come across roots like this right here is a solid root mass, root ball. It's solid. I can't cut through it. It's not a single root. We are cutting through single roots. But what I'm going to do is when I put the second board on, I'm going to shove concrete in there. I have some bags of concrete, but we're digging through root that's 5 inches in diameter. And you know, that's what you have to go through sometimes to get these perimeters done. But you know, it's very important that you have wood in the ground so that the turtles don't dig out, and not just so that the turtles don't dig out, so predators don't, you know, dig in. They have a hard time digging in, because you're going to have possums and raccoons and weasels and rats, and these animals are going to try and dig burrows into your pen to eat your eggs or eat your turtles or whatever, and you want to make it hard for them. So this is the first step for me, the first defense, putting the perimeter wood underground. I like to put the wood underground. I'm sorry if I'm yelling, but I'm not really yelling. I'm just passionate because my son's using the saw, and I need to be that way. But so we're trying to get the perimeter wood in the ground. This is the hardest part of the job, by the way. The wood that goes on top of the perimeter wood, it's not really that hard. So as you can see, like we did use the auger, but we still have to shovel out a shit ton. It's not like it gets it down and gets it out of there. It gets the dirt out, but dirt falls in. And then we still have, along the cement here, I couldn't use the ditch digger because of the concrete, because it goes left to right and it chews up the concrete. I have to use a shovel to get this. All this out, I have to use a shovel. And I have to shovel alongside of these bushes of mine and all the way over here and return into that building right there. So there's a lot to be done, but hopefully at the end of the day today, and keep in mind I'm doing this after work, after I'm done working for other people. I go home and work for myself on my own house. So hopefully this will be one pen done today, and then the tortoise pen done. And not quite warm enough to bring the tortoises outside yet, because it needs to be where the temperature does not go below 60 degrees at night. I like 65. I don't like it to go below 65 at night. So once the temperature goes to where it doesn't go below 60 at night, then I could start bringing the tortoises out. Okay, thanks for keeping up with me. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. As always, love you guys. Talk to you later. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for me for today. It's just about getting dark out here. The sun pretty much went down. I had to hand dig this because I couldn't get the machine in here, and that was a back-breaking pain in the ass. And then I got to go this way. So the last thing I have to dig is along the cement here, along the walkway. And then I'm going to go into the house, into that building there with it. And then it'll all be done. So this pen is just about done. Now keep in mind, this is hard work. This is the hardest part. This part of it, burying the wood underground, is your hardest part. It's where all your labor, all your manual labor, all your bullshit goes in. You know, you got to dig the holes, you got to put the wood in the ground, and again, I do this so that the animals can't dig out. I do this so predators can't dig in. And then I'm going to also add probably a bit of electric fence to keep raccoons and stuff out. But for now, this is a good form of defense. This is how I made this corner here. It's pretty cool. That end goes that way, and then this goes off on an angle this way. So this wood's all in. So really, this huge pen right here is ready for the 2x12s. I had to make a bridge template right here because this is solid rock right here, It's just solid rock. We cut out all the roots, but that was a big solid rock right there. So I couldn't get around that. So what I did to make sure that the left side and the right side were the same height, I made that bridge template. That's not going to be the way it is. I will cut the new, the 2x12. That's just a scrap piece of 2x8, but I will cut the 2x12 that's going on there tighter, and then I'll dump a bag of cement around it. So coming around here, this is how I made this corner with a 32-degree angle, and then all the way up. So I don't know how much it's going to cost me for the 2x12s. I know they're $50 a piece, and I know I need probably 25 of them. So that, plus tax, no, I'm sorry, I need 50 of them. 25 of them is one row around. I bought 25 pieces of lumber that go in the ground. And that's not even the third pen over there, which is a huge pen. It's a huge pen. I don't even know if, let's go over it. I'll take a look. It's going to go from the far end of that. It's going to incorporate my shed. And it's going to house my box turtles. But the box turtles, they're not going to care about the shed. They'll walk around it, play under it. That's fine. But you see this dugout area, and I couldn't even dig it all out. There's just a huge amount to dig by shovel out there. So that's going to be another project. I at least wanted to get a grip on these two because it's getting warmer out, and I wanted to get the tortoises outside. I do put them outside now, but I bunk them up with the spotted turtles, because they have a shallow pond. I couldn't think of what kind of turtle I put them in with. I put them in with the spotted turtles because the spotted turtles have a shallow pond, and the tortoises could just walk right through it. But I'm going to put them in here, and probably in this corner here, I'm going to have like a mud wallow. I'll put a liner in, probably a 10x10 on a pie wedge, and I'll throw dirt in there, and I'll just keep hosing it. They like mud. They like to get in there. Aldabra tortoises sure do. They love that. So we have this. I don't know what I'm going to do about a water feature yet. I did decide that I'm going to do a vernal pool here. I'm going to do a vernal pool because I think that it more benefits the animals. We're talking about animals that in nature would use a vernal pool, so they don't need a very deep pool. And so, and if you want to know what a vernal pool is, I'm going to walk down to a vernal pool right now. I have a vernal pool that I made. It's a 20 by 30. It's a 20 by 30 vernal pool. It's not the finished dimension is not 20 by 30. The finished dimension is probably 15 by 25, because after I put the vernal pool in, I put different organic material in for sediment, and I put a lot of plants in there, so it's rooted. This is the vernal pool, so it's rooted, and I want it to be a vernal pool. I mean, what's the sense in having a vernal pool if it's not a vernal pool? The only way it's not a vernal pool is it doesn't dry out. It tries to. It's down about 6 inches right now. I'll tell you how far it's down. That stump is usually pretty much at water level right there. It's a good 6 inches low right now. So when I want, I could just take the hose, stick the hose in here, and fill it up. But this is the vernal pool, and I'm going to mimic this vernal pool in the front because I like looking at it. You got the irises, you got the lily pads, you got cattails, you got the I even have some bay grass in here. And then it's fresh water, but that's shit grows in anything. And then I have some other kind of pond plants. I don't even know what they are. Indian arrowhead. I have Indian arrowhead coming up right here. And I have it in the back there. That's a beautiful plant once it grows up a little bit. Always dies off a little for the winter time. Comes right back. I got parrot feather in here. Just a lot of really, really, really rich, plants. I love plants. I love them. And they keep the water nice and clean. I mean, you can't see now because it's getting dark, but when the sun is shining, that water is crystal clear. You can see right to the leaf litter on the bottom. I do have a leaf litter bottom. I bring in pine needles. I do oak leaves, and I just, keep the acidity level up a little bit, make it a little actinic, because this is the spotted turtle pond. And so I'll probably not do the pine needles in the front and probably put some box turtles in it. But it's just something I want to do. And plus it saves me on electric. I mean, these things run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 12 months out of the year, these pumps. And there's 4 of them. So the more I add, and keep in mind with the vernal pool, it's not stagnant water. It's not going to sit stagnant. People think, oh, it's going to get stagnant. It's going to get, no, it's not. I keep fish in there. I keep plenty of mosquito fish in there. Frogs come out of the wetland. So, you have many different things that come out of the woods, and they just use my property to lay their eggs. And also it stays clean looking. It doesn't need to be filtered. As long as you have the right plants and the right amount of plants, it stays clean, and it stays fresh, stays good. Nothing gets stagnant. You can see all the little fish just making circles on the top of the water as they try and get little particles of whatever falls. But I just want to show you the build is coming along. It's something that I do after work. It's something that I do as soon as I get home. God knows I got to make the money to pay for this. Got to make the money to pay for all this shit. So I got to work during the day. So I really only can hit it for a few hours. But it's a lot of work. It's getting there. And I'll keep you posted and I'll keep you informed. Thank you.